What's up guys, Average Gamer here, and today I'm going to show off my Ancient Gear deck build. The main focus of this deck is to kinda spam a couple of really strong monsters and pretty much try to win in the one turn, because most of the time they won't be destroyed the turn they're summoned. But a lot of the time you'll almost OTK them and then just have to try and finish them off with what you got left. But yeah, I'll just show you the deck build and then some replays. So we'll start off with probably the main monster, which is the Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. Essentially, we're not really going to actually tribute summon this card. Most of the time, you're just going to special summon the big ones. But his effect is when he's tribute summoned using Ancient Gear, he can inflict piercing. If he's tributed using a gadget, it can make a second attack. But its main effect, which is if this card attacks until the end of the damage set, your opponent cannot activate spell or trap cards, and monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects. So essentially, nothing will activate when this guy attacks, and since it lasts to the end of the damage step, it means if you have more than one of these on the field, you can just spam him attack, but if you attack with something else, they can then use their effects, so always attack with these guys first. But it also has an effect that at the end of the damage step, if it attacked, it can destroy one or spell or trap card on the field. So I'll get more into that later. The next one we got is the Ancient Gear Golem, just a normal one. Well, it says he cannot be special summoned. You can actually special summon him with certain cards that ignore the summoning conditions. But yeah, this guy does piercing, and once again, they cannot activate any spell or trap cards. Then you got the Ancient Gear Golem Ultimate Pound. This one can attack twice per turn. You can also discard another machine type and it can attack again. And if this card is destroyed by battle card effect, you can add a polymerization from your deck and an Ancient Gear monster from your graveyard to your hand. So it's pretty decent when you're trying to bust out some of the fusions, or you just want to get a poly to your hand, something like that. But yeah. Then we have the Ancient Gear Gadgetron Dragon. Once again, just another one where if it's tributed, one of the gets an effect for the different tributes. This time, green gadget is the piercing. Red gadget is you can inflict extra damage for battles, and same with the yellow. But this one does not stop. Oh wait, yes it does. It does stop spell or trap cards until the end of the battle step, just not monster effects. We also have an Ancient Gear Beast. Essentially all of these cards will stop spell or trap cards, so it's handy. But another good card is the Ancient Gear Wyvern, because when this card is normal special summon, you can add an Ancient Gear card from your deck to your hand, but you cannot set cards for the rest of the turn. So if you have any traps or spells you want to set, do them before you summon this guy, or you don't activate his effect. But why would you not do that? But yes, and when this card attacks, your opponent's monsters cannot use their effects, but that's not really the point of this card. This card is essentially just to get another Ancient Gear to your hand. And then we got the Ancient Gear Gadget. When this card is normal special summoned, you can clear one card type, and your opponent's... and if a monster I control attacks, your opponent cannot use the effects of either a monster spell or the trap, whatever you pick. But his better effect is once per turn you can just pick a gadget and he becomes that. So if you've managed to special summon him and you got your normal summon still and bring out one of the gear dragons, you can pick him to be a gadget and they can get an extra effect. The Ancient Gear box is essentially if he's added by a card effect, except for during your draw phase, you can add another earth monster. I only use him to get him to my hand, just to kind of clear out the deck a bit more, because these guys aren't that important, but it's better to have them in your hand than in the deck. And then another good monster is the Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. When he's normal summoned, you can inflict 600 damage to your opponent. If he attacks, your opponent can't use spell trap, but better effect is you can use him to just fusion summon an Ancient Gear using monsters from your hand or field. So it's essentially auto poly, which is good. And then, so into the spells, we got 1 Raigeki, 2 Polymerizations, 1 Pot of Desires, and then the main spell card is the Ancient Gear Catapult. So long as you don't control a monster, you can have a full field of spell or traps, but if you don't control a monster, you can target 1 space up card you control and destroy it. Then special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So that's how you can get out one of these bigger guys that cannot be special summoned. But then you can also banish this card from the graveyard, destroy a face-up card you control, and special summon an Ancient Gear token. The second effect's not as important, but it's the first one where you can, 1, bring out a Ancient Gear from your deck, and that's how you get out one of these big 3000 guys. But it's the destroying one of your own cards, because you then destroy most likely either the Ancient Gear Fortress or Gear Town. And the reason you do that is because when these are destroyed, you can special summon Ancient Gear. This one's from your hand or the graveyard, and this one's from your deck, hand, deck, or graveyard. So essentially, you use these, destroy one of those cards, and then you can get out 2 pretty much 3000 attackers. Got an Upstart Goblin just to draw an extra card. The other effect of Ancient Gear Fortress is Ancient Gear monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects when they are normal or special summoned. So this is why I say that on the first turn you get your cards out. Normally when you have all of the activate your spells and stuff to fill the field, and then if you're lucky you have more, they will not be destroyed at least a turn they're summoned. So that's why you try to win in 1 turn, but you still have a field full of quite strong monsters if you do not win. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards to an Ancient Gear using its effect, so that's good. The Ancient Gear Castle increases Ancient Gear monsters by 300 attack, and each time a monster is normal summoned or set, you can put a counter on it. And then you can tribute summon an Ancient Gear monster using this card. So if it has 2 counters or more, you can bring out a level 8 or higher. If it has 1 counter, you can bring out the level 6. Other than that, it's just there for the bit extra attack, and possibly if you don't have anything in your hand and then you draw one of the big guys and this has enough counters, you could just summon him. Then we've got 3 Gear Towns, which makes tribute summons for Ancient Gear monsters 1 less. And yeah, once it's destroyed, you can bring out an Ancient Gear monster. As for the traps, we've got a Storming Mirror Force, a Burying Mirror Force, Magic Cylinder. Then you got the Ancient Gear Reborn, which is if you control no monsters, you can special summon an Ancient Gear from your graveyard, and it gains 200 attack. So this can be used once per turn, so you can do it in your turn or your opponent's turn. So it's a good way to bring out, another one of the 3000s from your graveyard, and then just have it on the field. And then if it gets destroyed, you can bring it back again in your turn if you don't have anything. And then I got 1 Solemn Strike and a Solemn Warning. For the extra deck, we've got the boss monster for this, the Ancient Gear Chaos Giant, which is just a fusion of 4 Ancient Gears. So that's why I say if you have him in your hand, or if you have Polly in your hand or something, or him on the field, if you normal summon him, add this guy to your hand, he'll then add him, and then you've got 4 Ancient Gears to bring out the big guy. A lot of the time though, you may actually just have a handful of Ancient Gears, and then you could just bring it out that way. But this guy's unaffected by spell or traps. Your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effects during the battle phase, and he can attack all monsters and inflict piercing. So this guy is a good first turn beater if your opponent hasn't brought any monsters that have any useful effects. They can stop him before he attacks, and since he's not affected by spell or trap cards, Mirror Force or Magic Cylinder or Negate Attack or Swords Revealing Light, stuff like that won't actually stop him, so he will get his attack through. But he can be destroyed by just kaijus or stuff like that. It's quite easy to get rid of him when he's out, but like I said, you're just trying to, with these guys, win in 1 turn. Then you got the ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. Only ran 1 of him because you need an Ancient Gear Golem plus 2 Ancient Gears. The 2 Ancient Gear part ain't the hard part, it's just having an actual Ancient Golem, because you're not really trying to summon those, it's more to reactor dragon you're trying to get out. That's just if these are already out of your deck or not in your hand or something and you got one of these. But this guy, he inflicts piercing. He can also, your opponent can activate spell or trap cards, and if he is destroyed though, you can special summon Ancient Gear Golem from your graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. So essentially, you can bring him out, and then if he gets destroyed, bring back one of the cards used to make him. And the last fusion is the Ancient Gear Devil. This is just a fusion of 2 Ancient Gear monsters. He is unaffected by all other card effects. So in other words, he can only be destroyed by battle. No other way. He cannot be Raigeki'd or Mirror Forced or anything else. Yeah, you'll see in later duels that people will try and like destroy him and realize they can't except by battle. But he's got pretty low defense and attack, only 1000 attack, 1800 defense. But his one of his effects is during your main phase, you can just inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. You can only do it once per turn, but I mean, like I said, he's unaffected by spell or trap cards, and so he can only be destroyed by battle, so you'll always pretty much get it off. But when he's destroyed by battle, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your deck. So if he gets destroyed, you can use 2 weak ones or 2 strong ones to summon him, and then just bring out another one if he gets destroyed. I was running Defusion for a while because I thought, yeah, I'd fuse these guys together and then attack and then defuse them and win the duel in one turn. No, it does not work. They are unaffected by spell or trap cards, and that one's unaffected by card effects, so Defusion does not work. The only one it would work on is Ancient Gear Golem, but I don't often actually get him out, so it's up to you if you want to put a Defusion in there, but it's not really useful. And as for the Xyz's, got True King, VDF, Dystopia, Discion Fear, Cypher Dragon, Harbinger, Dragon Titanic Galaxy, Thunderian Dragon, Utopia and S-Utopia Lightning, number 101, and a Castel. All these cards, they all like have good effects, and you can get them out. It's just that if you destroy this card to special summon an extra card, you cannot special summon other monsters except for Ancient Gear. So if you're going to get out like 2 big guys, you cannot use this one as one to destroy. If you use that to destroy Gear Town, then by all means you'll get 2 big guys. You can attack with them and then Xyz at the end. That's fine. But if this one's destroyed, you're not going to be able to Xyz. But yeah, so that's the deck. I'll show you a few replays, and yeah.